So can we talk? I mean, can my body talk, or can you talk about your body?
Okay, so what we're doing here is what we call the body talk system. So what I'll show you here is how we obtain yes and no feedback systems from the body. So this is a no answer. I'm trying to lift her hand. It's saying pretty heavy, pretty strong, pretty stiff. So if we think about when we say the word no, and we really mean the word no, we tend to tense up. And even just pushing our tongue against the roof of our mouth to say the word no is a very tensile action. So that's why her body responds with that tension. And this is a yes answer. And we get this movement from her hand. So a no and a yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to utilize this yes and no feedback system to find out where there's an imbalance within her body, and then we'll address it as we go. Okay, so section 4. We're actually going to address an imbalance to do with circulation. It's a nerve circulation. It's to do with a body part, and it's actually to do with her brain. So we're going to address a nerve circulation to, from, and within the brain.
So you're trying to get like a yes or no through the
Yeah, we're getting yes or no response through the body. So this is our way to communicate with the body, or for me to interpret what the body has to say. So again, we've isolated that there's an improper circulation of nerve information to, from, and within her brain. And we're actually going to link this. So this is causing some kind of imbalance within the body elsewhere.
So tell me how this thing got started.
Okay, so we're linking it to an organ. Body Talk was started back in 1995 with Dr. John Valentine, who was a chiropractor and an acupuncturist in Australia, who was very ill with the Epstein-Barr virus. So he was traveling around, talking with various practitioners, trying to find a way to deal with this Epstein-Barr virus. So what he actually did was found a practitioner in New Zealand. Her name was Dr. Tracy Livingston, and she was trying this new technique, or this new approach to healthcare, where she would take a sample of blood on a cotton swab and placed it into his belly button and tapped him on the head. So the results of this blood in his belly button and the tapping on the head actually brought him into about 104.5 degree fever, which lasted about 3 or 4 days. Once that fever broke, they did some blood sampling, and there was no sign of that virus in his system. So essentially the virus had been addressed successfully. Then John Valentine did a little bit of research as to why the tapping on the head with the blood in the navel actually worked, and he began to incorporate all his training through various energy modalities into what we call the Body Talk system as it is today, which is a constantly evolving and ever-changing system.
And you access it through this type of muscle testing to get yes or no answers.
It is a very intuitive process, and we use this muscle checking just to make sure we're on the right path and basically reconnecting where there are these miscommunications happening within the body. So again, we were addressing a nerve circulation to, from, and within her brain, and it's actually causing a miscommunication to one of her organs, and it's actually to do with her heart. Implement and tap that in. So this miscommunication of nerve signals to, from, and within the brain, again, is causing a miscommunication between the brain and the heart. So we're going to utilize our release technique here with her hand over the heart. And our release technique is a light tapping over top of the head. So think of this as like it's waking the brain up, saying, okay, brain, there's an issue with the nerve circulation for the brain and miscommunication with the heart. The second part of our release technique is a tapping over top of the heart. So the heart is a major memory storage area in our body. So by tapping over the heart and the heart complex, it allows the changes that have occurred or are occurring within the confines of the Body Talk session to last and hold. So essentially, we are imprinting this new state of health or wellness within the memory of the body. So they last and it holds. And that's end of session.
So you do these types of releasing techniques, and you apply it to all kinds of health challenges and emotional challenges?
Yes, we can address anything from emotional traumas, stresses, anxiety, chronic aches and pains, digestive disorders, any other kind of health issues or imbalances that may be present in your body-mind complex at this time.
How long does a session take?
Sessions can last anywhere from 15 minutes to an hour, just depending on how experienced you are with Body Talk and the level of experience and knowledge of the practitioner.
And how many sessions would you need for your serious health challenge?
We don't give it
6 months, a year,
we don't
a couple
give
of
a
months?
specific amount because everybody has
different, yeah.
has traveled their own
What's
individual path.
Experience?
Typically, after the first session, you will notice some level of change. Typically, it's from my experience, it's after the second and third session is when people get those big breakthroughs and those big realizations
Oh, wow.
and major changes within their health and well-being.
Okay, so how do you feel?
Well, I feel a little bit more alert actually. I had a lot of. I was up early this morning trying to set up the booth and getting here, and I actually needed that little burst of energy to my brain
Better
and
connection.
my heart, a better connection.
Wow. Can you do this yourself, or you need somebody else to do it?
There is a one-day course called the Body Talk Access course, which teaches you five of the more powerful techniques of Body Talk that can be done on yourself or done on family and friends, which helps to treat about 65% of common household illnesses and injuries.
Okay.
And then to do a full Body Talk session, typically it's better to have somebody else do the session on you because it takes you out of the situation.
Okay, so how new is this in Ontario?
In Ontario, 2000 I think is when it first entered into Ontario. I believe it actually came through Thunder Bay and then has spread from there and is actually growing quite rapidly here in the GTA.
Okay. Your website?
We have the International Body Talk System, which is www.bodytalksystem.com. That is the website for the International Body Talk Association. Lots of testimonials showing you how it works, why it works. Lots of great informational videos there as well.
Tell me some of the testimonials. Like the person who invented, he cured himself of certain things.
Well, I've had a lot of success with children with behavior problems, focusing, concentration. I've worked with cancer patients. I've done 3 sessions on a woman who had thyroid cancer, and within 3 sessions, she totally had absolutely no cancer, and that was verified by the surgeon. I've also had a lot of people who come in with OCD, depression, digestive disorders, anxiety, emotional disorders, especially depression is huge right now, and a lot of stress and anxiety. And so Body Talk deals with these very safely, very effectively, and the person actually gets off the table and they feel so much lighter, and they just tell me that the stress in their neck is gone, the stress in their back is gone.
Speaking of that, we're going to conclude the interview, and I'm going to lie down the table and work on my neck, because my neck is being stressed from carrying all these bags and everything else. And we'll see how that is.
All right.
But thank you so much again. We'll check out the website for more testimonials and information.
Thank you.
And thanks for the Body Talk.
No problem.
Thank you.